The Dukedom of Bastogne is one of the founding dukedoms that makes up the Kingdom of Bretonnia, and once upon a time it was led by the founding King of Bretonnia, Gilles le Breton, the rumored now Green Knight, who has been notably absent from these wars. The Cathedral of the Cult of the Lady is located within the walls of Castle Bastogne, and it's here that Bohemond Beastslayer rules. Out of any dukedom, theirs has the greatest concentration of Grell Knights, the pinnacle of humanity, and even Bohemond is one, something not true of every duke. Their people are haughty and arrogant, often belittling to others, and so they stand anathema to what the Red Duke is attempting to bring to the Kingdom of Bretonnia. The Dukedom of Perivon, another dissident who bent the knee to the Red Duke, they lie on the southern reaches of the Grey Mountains that stand to the east. Many of their castles are built upon the cliffs and peaks of that mountain range. Their specialization is training and using Pegasi in combat. Their current ruler is the young Boucasion, another fool for the fodder pile. The fallen knight, Baron Mortarion, is ready for a battle. Nearby, we have two armies of Bretonnia coming to take Greater Mousillon. It shall not be permitted, and so we go in right now. Likely we'll need to fight the two of them. Oh, indeed, it's going to be a long and hard battle. The alternative is I wait right by them and I bring the Red Duke over, or I fight them together and we try to win with a relatively newer army. Let's see what we can do. The Baron Mortarion is using a gift given to him by the Red Duke. The Dread Wings fly in, eager to help, eager to bloodlet. There's one major army flanking the Baron's army. His goal is to stop them where he's able to. The Ghosts of Glanbor, they will serve well in this battle. And sacrifices will be made, but the Baron Mortarion is ready to pay the wages. Pole arms are moving into position, ready to stop these knightly advances. Too long have the peasantry of Mousillon been treaded upon. Now that all changes today. Their units move into position, ready to use volleys, ready to use spears, whatever they can to stop the enemy's advances. You can see how many there are. It reminds me of a Knights of Origo battle. Knightly charges moving all over the map. In fact, they fight very much like Sir John Tyrewald would. But we do not have only one battle. There were two battles going on one battlefield. It's a 2-for-1 special. Further down, another undead army, a garrison, comes out to fight. They too are hit by those knightly charges, those advances trying to stop them. The goal is to really slow them down, to bring them down to a crawl, to where that mobility strength they have is no longer a factor. And they're gonna die because of it. You know why? Trebuchet. Everyone, we know how they fear the rock. And here I am, delivering it to them. Spirit Leech isn't really meant for large groups, but any damage that is really put out is fine. But that's where she's fighting right now. She's an evil gal fighting on a field. Some units are moving back to fight her. It does split up the two armies that I've got to address as the Baron Mortarion. This battlefield is much deadlier and bloodier. Their knights are trying to get around, and those Dread Wings, they continue to move. You see how they're having to channel their charges. They're like, hey, let me relocate. Hey, let me come back again. But it doesn't really do anything for them, does it? No, it certainly does not. They have Pegasi, Pegasus Knights ready to help out. But our Dread Wings, they're better. They're much better. Now the Dread Wings are targeting their prophetess. To destroy her is to break the will of the people here. Another dead Pegasi. And it's brighter. You can see where the Baron Mortarion is fighting. A savage lot that he leads. Covered in the blood of his brethren, though I suppose they belong to him no longer. To stand against him was a bad choice. And so he continues to hack them down with his flaming blade. And if you're curious about what it looks like, here's what's happening right now. There's an encirclement of knights to the top left. Elsewhere, we have infantry holding them back. We even reform formations in the middle of it all. But some knights, again, had to give their unlives in order for us to hold where we're at now. Something had to be given for us to take it all. And here we are, reforming a formation in the heat of battle. Now they charge in again, but they're unable to move. They were hoping for a breach in our ranks, but we did not allow them. The Ghost of Glanborg killed hundreds, and now they're advancing on new targets. These ethereal individuals are quite good. I don't know why I left a long dramatic pause. They're quite good. All right. The Dreadwings too. I mean, they have so many knights, but I have better knights in the form of Dreadwings. That's why I wanted to give it to the Baron. I had a feeling he could use some elite unit to help him out. And so he could. Look at them. They now fall down upon them, or they're about to. They're finding a target. There's only a few left, but we only need a few. So we zoom out again and we look at the battle. Now there's only one side to attack. If you're curious about the other side of the battle, it's still happening over here. There's so many of them to hit. They begin to win. Their numbers are winning out, at least against many of my undead. But that was a joke. They're not winning. They're not winning at all. Because we have the numbers. No, they did do a lot of damage. They did so much damage, and it looks like we don't actually get to see the health bars in a replay of my allied units, which is really curious. They're still under my control. I'm not sure why they're not popping up. They were able to just stop them. They didn't have the groups to stop me. You can see a few Pegasi and their knights fleeing. And so the battle is won. The Baron has won today. We just get to reorganize, bringing together our polearms and the Dreadwings, chasing them down. Good job. Now we just get to kill more. It was a rough battle, but we won. Baron Mortarion at great cost was able to defend Greater Mousillon. These two are now dead. They came here to die, evidently to rest their weary old lady bones. Worked out for me. He gained only one rank. I feel like he should have gained many more. I do not have a trebuchet yet, but we can get other things around here. Those Dread Knights I have that fly in the sky, they're incredibly good. Incredibly good. Let's pick up the Dread Knights for more of a charge bonus and weapon strength. We'll need that. It's a lot. It's a pretty big buff too. Between my trebuchet and my knights, I should be able to deal a lot of damage. And while we're here, we can just rise up with our dead minions again. We'll take a few spearmen. And I wonder, can I just come over here and kill you? That is doable. Goodbye now. Whatever I lose, that is okay. I shall get more in time. It's better for me to destroy you. Now, if I try to attack you, Mark the Devoted will come over here to beat me. So we'll move back to Greater Mousillon. But at the very least, we see many of them are now dead. We'll get the Rose Lances in 10 more turns. As many units I want to pick up. But for now, again, let's wait for a new unit. Or we can recruit better units. I mean, they're much better. Ah, here we go, finally. Black Knights and Damned Errant Knights. These are the ones I want. They're not really any better, are they? No, they're cheaper. They're not any better, though. They do have a few differences over here, like a... Oh, but they do have a physical resistance of 80%. Interesting. Oh, I like that. They cause fear and terror. My other units only cause fear. I see. So they're weaker. They cost a little bit less, but they have a few different caveats. Okay, well, I'll take one. But then I'll actually take two. Let's combine what we have. Yeah, Control A, Control M. These are pretty decent veteran Graveguard, but I can get better Graveguard than what's here. It's tough to name units for the undead because you end up running through so many of them. Now, I can grab a Crypt Horror, or I could go for even more Knights. I kind of like the idea of getting more Knights than what I have right now. I've got some Black Knights over here, for one. So, I would very much like to get a better charge going out. I can only get one of those. Understood. We'll just grab Welling Hags. Now, those ethereal units really saved my life in that last battle. Over here, the Ghost of Glambor killed like over 200. All right, so 2 turns total for him to wait. But we own Mousillon. The Garlic Knight. You know, Giovanni. He's over here. My agents, like Philip the Twisted and others, they're getting ready for future fights too. We've got many new iconic characters that are part of our team. And it's gonna be lovely. The Red Duke. Is he ready? He's about ready. I think he's ready. I'm out of magic to, you know, bring up new dead with, so let's go to Krokziflin and burn down the dwarfs. It's a small garrison. Goodbye. I'm not worried with you. You're too weak for me. If you had like a full army, maybe, but you do not. They were too fragmented. Okri, you're dead. We've gained Executioner, reducing enemy leadership by 2 and public order by 3.
What do you want?
Now we have more magic. I'm not going to use it yet. I'm going to get some new units for once if I can do so without having to go to war right away. I would love to do that just for a little while. It would be a blessing in disguise. So now I only need Grungzent. We are heading up to Koron. To Gorsel as well. Do they have any other? Yeah, they do. They have the Troll Ford. I like how it's actually stable for them. Fascinating. I've done all that I can. We have Adelhard of Lyonesse. Remember, we fought him in the sky. He's alive. And waiting down here. We're just watching. Now, see, I could build recruitment or economic buildings over here, but it would be very costly because of the uninhabitable climate. That increases the cost of every building by 50%. Takes longer to build. And it takes more time to actually recruit anything, too. Surprisingly, for that negation of income, I still make a decent amount from this area. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, 9 blood kisses. We nearly have the 12 we need. We only need a few more. So instead, I'll build gallows for more public order. And money. Well, magic. Magic money. I'm a magic man. Krokziflin has been destroyed. Goodbye, dishonored knights. New technology completed. Those remnants of the decadent and corrupt nobility wear pitch armor and never raise their visors. Or so it is said in Fireside Tales. So we gain 10 more armor. 10% more weapon strength as well. Vanquish the throng. Oh, indeed I shall.
I will alone.
But for now, we move up here. There's another dwarf faction that's fighting me. I don't know if they're going to head towards me. I doubt it. Adelhard is at a new rank. Okay. Let's put a point over into Devastating Charge for him. In Arguelon, what do we have? Yeah, we've got a few buildings I need to build, but, I mean, that's true in other areas, too, like Artois. And so, it's time for the Red Duke to hopefully get, like, a new unit or 2. We just need to head to Gisero. I might as well start moving now. Let's go. And while we do that, let's get these new agents. Or my time-tested agents. Who are you again? No, I know who you are, Antoine Hubert. Or Hubert. Like the Colbert. Alright. You know, the Colbert report from back in the day. Adelhard of Lyonesse. Yeah, you get to wait over here. There's not so much more for me to do. I'm trying to avoid those other regions belonging to the elves. We can get a tier 5 location. Oh, that's actually fantastic. I'll take that. I've got a lot more dark magic coming in for once. I'm going to spend it on trying to upgrade my capitals, or I will never be able to do so if I recruit better and more elite units. Now, I can't get much more over here. Pole arms are fantastic. But now we get to end our turn. These are much better units, by the way. Rank 4. Yeah, I like it. These guys over here are okay, but let's end our turn now. There's not too much more for me to do other than to wait and to get to Grungzent, where I shall fight Fleur. And then Malene is over in Langui. Where is the king? Is he over here? No, that's Mark the Devoted going up north to go fight Norsemen. Someone's got to do it. You see how much I own now. I own a lot of land. I'm not done conquering yet. The Empire will be a target one day. Raiding my Marienburg? Oh no. Elspeth von Draken, she's around too. I see, but she's not really in my lands. Hold on. Were you always here? Am I losing my mind? I don't remember there being a pathway to... Okay. No, I don't mind that. I just don't remember it. I'm going mad. Quietly and secretly, I'm going mad. Okay, the Red Duke. You're over here. Now, let's bring you closer. Or, actually, we can reach her. Nearly. We'll go to Marienburg. I will not upgrade those walls. Not today. I've got other things I want to upgrade. You hear me? Other things. No, I don't need to tax you. You have nothing to give to me. But Yvonne, get out of my lands. You know you'll die here. We're not good for each other. We've got an unhealthy relationship. I go into their lands and die. They come into mine and die. It's just brutal. All right, so there's not too much that I can really get out here that's functional. Unless I go to Artois and I change up a few buildings, but I'm using it for corruption, so no. All right, then we could spend some money for the Baron. The Baron has a need for a new unit. Ah, look at these better units. How about that? I can get another group of damned knights errant, and I want that. I think that's thematic for him and very cool. Now, I could use an... Ooh, rank 9. What the shit? I could use another elite group of infantry as well. So we'll take more Graveguard. What else can I diminish? I don't mind the Black Knights, but I kind of have a theme going on. I mean, those two have like lances and barding. Did I lose my Dreadwings? Okay, good, good. No, these are so good. They saved my life. They are so good. Now, I know some of you thought, like, thematically they should go to the Red Duke, but honestly, I can't make every choice about thematics. First off, even if he's a little bit less thematic for that role, or to have those, it's completely fine, because he needs them more. If I didn't have him in that battle, I may have lost. They helped me kill enemy leaders. And now, we end it. Well, we end our turn. Our battles have been growing in size. We have another prophetess who would like to fight us, I'm sure. One army is moving outwards, another vampire leads her minions into the fray. You can see where they're going to be a nuisance to me. While this battle is happening, right over here, the main one is elsewhere, though they have a large army. Here's where I'm fighting now. The Red Dragon is here too. They came in from behind. My trebuchet is by that rock. My knights advance. We even have the Welling Hags, and more of them are moving into the field, being stopped by all of my infantry. These hags are so powerful. If I didn't have them, we would lose a lot more. But thankfully I do have them, and they're a great unit to have. It's not like we're fighting wood elves. They have to stay in sustained combat. That's why the Red Duke kills all of them. One tail swipe and another. Tail and a snap. You can see him standing up on his seat, cheering. I'm sure his dragon's like, look, sit down, calm down. I'm doing the work today. There's not too many of them who are left. It was such a brief interaction. It was basically the Tinder dates of exchanges, all right? I didn't like what they had on the table, and I had to find a reason to get out of here, so I had to kill them? Wait, no, that's a terrible analogy then. My god. And so the trebuchet is ready, surrounded by some minions I didn't want them to flank. You could see them out here. They're like, oh god, not the stones again. If you think you fear bees, what about the stones? Red Duke moves out now. We even have some other knights to fight too. Many of my knights are getting ready for a charge. They can win this battle. The battle we don't need to really worry about. It's a beautiful bright day. We can stand in the sun. Such superstitions about where we can go or where we cannot go does not apply to us. We just taint the land and we call it a day. Some brave fools, well no, sorry, vainglorious fools, they're attempting to do something. I feel like they're donating their lives to a cause. Maybe they're tired of their fealty to their own foolish lords. Because now, who's going to come in towards them? They taunt my knights. My knights wait for a moment, no longer. Everyone converges on them. They're done. for a different fight. The Vampiress, she's dealing with so many enemies, I doubt she'll do well. We've had so many large battles. It's been quite interesting to see that play out. All the different armies fighting together. At the very least, I've had more than one army too. Numbers do matter. It's why I really enjoy the Horde units of Closer to Tabletop. It's one of my favorite additions to the game, where you can get selective units that have like 200 or more men. You can form proper front lines. It's just enough of an addition to where I feel like I can have proper tactical maneuvers. You can see that every unit has been mustered by the vampire so that she may hold them back. Does she fear the enemy? No, she fears a much darker, more ruthless lord, the Red Duke. Fear is power, and he wields it well. While they hold, knights move in. They'll be over here killing more and more of their knights. Even more of them break in. Here comes a secondary army, now advancing on the Red Duke. They may have archers. We do have a field trebuchet. They may charge in. We have Graveguard. These Graveguard are going to stand here and hack them to bits. You can see just people flying. What's left in this battlefield. They said that man would never fly. We changed that for them. Magic is being used to heal up nearby units. Spells are being used to empower them as well. The Welling Hags, they scream and screech. They're fighting those foot slayers of Bastogne. A tough lot, nowhere near where they should be. And so if we look at a more macro overview of the battle, let's address what's happening right now. On my left hand, we've got our victory at hand. Haha, see. And they've got archers that we'll be heading towards. The mounted yeomen are not too important to me. It's more important to wreck the rest of their army. They don't deal enough damage for them to really harry me as much. They would need a long, long time in order to stop me. Then on the right hand, we've got the Red Duke charging in. They do have some Pegasi that are, just fleeing. For the battle involving the Vampiress, well, she's losing a lot. She's meant to. Though my Blood Knights are working together in a large group. Have you ever seen so many Blood Knights in one location? No, you probably haven't. They've killed all survivors. See, they survived and then they were then killed afterwards. There isn't surviving to be had with a Blood Knight group here. What would you call that? A murder of Blood Knights, kind of like a murder of crows, but in the form of Blood Knights. It looks like we have won the battle. I think they are now beginning to flee, and now we just need to charge in and chase those who are left. And so the Red Duke wins. On to a new turn. I'm not worried about crooked moon goblins. The Red Duke. We've done a lot. Let's upgrade Grung Zint. And of course I try to build up everything in every single town when it comes to my defenses. You never know when they'll come by. Sometimes I wonder if it's truly worth it. I could have a building there for 20 turns that makes 100 gold per. I suppose it is. 100 wouldn't be suitable. Now we can begin to work on their capital. There isn't much left to them. It's a very important location that I want to own. Baron Mortarion will move to Langui now. It's a small army, but he's unable to take it right away, so we shall build a battering ram and take it. What else do we have? Not too much else to move outside of Lucrezia Belladonna. We'll come over here to damage a building. Hopefully. The rest of you will have to wait. She failed. Do I have any useful items to give her? Public order, sure. Campaign line of sight, okay, why not? Local province, I mean, if you're there, that does help out. Gravedigger, raise dead costs. You're not raising up to dead. But here's a restless spirit for you. We've got a few items. So, 2 locations left in Bretonia. Then we shall see. Mission aborted. That's fine. The grave Herodins come, Marienburg. As our power grows, it gains the attention of other foreboding creatures. The willing hags emerge from their swamp and footed haunts to join us. So now we have a Banshee. Only a level 1 Banshee, though. I wish she had a higher level, but hey. Free is kind of free. Who's over here? King, where are you? I have no idea where he's at. Now, my goal is to try to break down your fortifications. All of them. I'm going to kill your entire... Oh, good job, Philip. You were wounded. I don't know how you were wounded. You're undead, but that's fine. Alright, live undead. 15% more will be killed next time. By the time we get to them, I hope many of their Grill Knights will be gone. Ah, Canels. Rank 2, or level 2. Oh, we've got a Warg army. Bastogne is close by. Again, dying in my lands. If only I could, like... If only you could, like, transform them into undead factions under you, that would be... Oh, that would be so cool. I think that would be a good way to kind of, like, continue out the trend of our theme here. Okay, take damage building, because if you can break down these walls for me, my main armies get to fight. Now, let's have a look. There's not too much for me to build that isn't already built. I do want the Red Duke to pick up a new army. Let's come back over here to Gesuro. At least I want some more human units. I haven't been able to use enough humans. I mean, they've been with me for quite some time. The ones who have been alive. Proud of you guys for not dying. Okay, so I need to get... I can't get those, right? Yeah, all of the 99 ones, I'm not meant to get those. So I need to get ranked in with a... Oh, I don't have a Necromancer. And I need to take Coron, then I'll get Black Grell Knights, an entire group. That's what I'm talking about. 84 for a charge bonus, 135 for armor, magical melee attacks. There's so much to them. No, I think I want a few new units for the Red Duke, though he's getting a lot of experience for his entire army. My army's actually fine, but I might get like 1 or 2 new things while we're around. And why don't we take Langui? Who knows, I might even have the Baron. No, it's going to be the Red Duke. An Obsidian Trinket providing 10% magic resistance. Mission aborted, and rank 8 for the Baron Mortarion. Well then. A Pegasi would be fine, but a Hippogriff would be better. Benevolent. Okay, so that's rank 10. What else do we have? Red Knights. Ah, here we go. Because you're a great commander, that's what you are. 9 blood kisses. I'm still waiting on those. I'm not sure why they did this, but now I've got 2 new enemies to destroy. Bastogne and Perevon. We'll be going back for a little while. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Don't you fret. Adelhard, you'll head to Perevon for me. It's funny. It's when you hear word of it, you go, very well. And you're very calm about it because it doesn't really faze you. You expected that from the very beginning. Betrayal was really written on their hearts. And I'm good at looking at hearts. Now, if I pick up a really good building, what is it going to be? Those are not that great. We have a few tier 3 locations. I need a good tier 4 and 5 location. Getting my unholy Phil Trebuchet would be ideal, sure, but I need a forbidden library. That way I can get that unholy Phil Trebuchet to begin with. And I think I will build that here too. The Banshee, she will go to Coron. The agents, they will operate. The Baron Mortarion will head back to Langui. He's rank 9. I had him go out and get some treasure. It was one of those easy Vampire Coast battles. Didn't even have a full army. It was a little weak one. Alright, so we'll put a point over into Dread Knights again. Plus 12 to charge bonus and 12% to weapon strength. Stronger than ever before. And there's a raid at Carcassonne. I'll kill them all. So before we go after Coron, might be time to handle a few of our neighbors. While I do that, we're going to let these agents harass their armies. Now we can end our turn. Now it's time for that. What's really amusing to me is that the troll skulls, that rebel army, or that rogue army, came after me. Curse of Moor. We'll ignore raising dead for a time. It could be Baron Mortarion who goes up to fight them. The Red Duke will come down now to Bastogne. We don't need to cross directly into his lands, not yet. We'll be there in one more turn. And elsewhere, we've got other enemies to fight. Bohemond is weakened.
I will not
Bastogne is
fight
trapped in my
myself.
lands. He went to go fight the Wood Elves for me. The Wood Elves wanted a peace treaty, so we had a peace treaty.
What do you want?
Well then,
Beg
it's time to take Bedevon.
Destroy them.
Now that is a large garrison. I will need to fight that out. That is a very large army. And I've got many, many zombies in my army. Actually, that might be too much for my poor army. I could raise dead somewhere. Let's see. Do we have like a epic battle site close by? Because I might have to go do that. I don't think we have any that are that close. Not like over here, no.
Yes.
Alright, he'll be there in a turn. I'm not going to have a peace treaty with it on. That would be weird and wrong. Critical failure. Very well. It's what you did. Damage building goes up. Keep on trying to bother their recruitment. You fell too. Well then, we'll keep on attacking their army as well.
Fight to the death.
It's such an easy way to level up your heroes. I like to do that before I ever use them in combat. I used to not, but now I love it. Oh, 2 levels. Wow. Okay, we'll start to put points up here. Level 15.
I will not.
That way, if you're not moving to attack, you could always send your agent out to do some damage for you. Then you're safe for a period of time. Let's see. Let's go look at Mousillon again. It's time for me to build up that Carpenter's Workshop over here too, because I can get an Unholy one a bit faster. I didn't know that I need a Forbidden Library, so we'll pick that up and probably get a Necromancer very soon. And over here, we've got level 26 for our good friend Louis of Brent. Let's see here. What are we going to take? Thick-skinned, our final point into it. The Red Duke doesn't really have time for insurrection. Maybe erections, but not insurrection. Goodbye now. You've paid the toll. Now I'm going to get into that hole. Hold on, wait. Getting a little bit weird here. Now, the Red Duke has used the trebuchet. He's commanded them to bring down the walls of Bastogne. Bohemond, you had a chance. You could have been with greatness. You could have followed your king. But now you will join your minions and you will die, and we will not bury you, for we will use your body. A great use of your body. It shall become the city's toilet for the peasants of Mousillon. We shall carve his bones and turn it into a John. But the John will be renamed to a Bohemond. People will say, I've got the runs, gotta go use a Bohemond. And that's how we turned him into shit. Anyway, the Red Duke advances towards a new target now. Oh, it's time for a major attack. Where you see, dozens died today. It's a challenging battle. It's a difficult battle, largely because it's a siege battle. If there's anything that Bretonnians can do well, it's defending in a siege. They've got knights, they've got polearms, they've got archers, they've got it all. But they don't have a Red Duke. They never have a Red Duke. Animals, the lot of them. Now we have the Red Duke charging to a new location for a new victory. He waits for a moment. He pauses in thought, going, did I forget to change out my hamper? I don't remember. Arrows indeed. Let them fall upon me. Now he will draw their fire for a time. While he's doing that, while he charges in and uses magic to heal nearby units when needed, our units move in too. Now there is a pathfinding issue whenever I send them in. At times they go through another gap in the wall. I've noticed that, and I wonder what can be done to fix it, because I would like for them to move through the locations where I tell them to. That way we can fight at every point, but that again is a difficulty that I've got to adapt to. The undead, they now move into Bastogne. Bastogne has hundreds, thousands of men ready to defend and hold the line, but they cannot do so. What can they do? The Welding Hags are here. They are some of my favorites. The Foot Squires are effective, and because of that pathfinding issue, it can be challenging to get inside of Bastogne. So we fight in other locations. As Foot Squires are heroic. Their cuts are modern now. Once they were vintage, but now they're back in style. It's called the Peaky Blinders. Let me tell you, finding a good barber is a challenge, by the way. I had one back in Baton Rouge, where I used to be at, and I had a fantastic barber. He was a former construction worker who turned into a barber slash DJ who only drank room temperature water. Really cool guy. And probably gave me the only cut I've ever liked. I just said, look, dude, I haven't been to a real barber in years. Just do what you will. And he did. And I loved it. And it changed my life. And like trying to get barbers to match that where I live now is a challenge. Anyway, back to killing. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. I just wanted to share with you that bit of information. But I really hope that all of you are going to enjoy the new content. It's going to be amazing. Man, the new campaigns for Nakai, for Markus Wulfhart, for all of them, absolutely incredible, and you're going to love it, every bit of it. The Red Duke will still be here for some time until the new update. Then we will conclude our campaign, largely because of the mods. They will all be broken for quite some time. But until then, you shall have more Red Duke. The Red Duke never ends. I don't know where that came from. All right. Archers are attacking. A few of their own friends are being hit, not that they care, but mostly mine. The Bastards of Cholon, they stand here and fight today. There's more peasantry. The Welling Hags, they're welling away. They're all named Karen. It's a collective group of Karens, and they want to talk to the manager here, and Bohemon's not in, so now they've got to die. Quickly, Karens! Kill them all. The Red Duke dives back in. Look at him. He's coming. Fear him. You have much to fear. Another breath attack right into the center of their formation. You see how many are dead now. Then the Red Duke follows up with a charge, killing hundreds. He's already killed hundreds. There's hundreds more to kill before the battle is out. A zombie dragon is a travesty to witness. It is a symbol of despair, of decadence, of corruption, and he has it all here. A once living, thriving kingdom is being brought to its knees by one individual. Think about what the Empire may do. Another noxious breath attack. He dives in again, taking with him dozens of men. Because everyone else here is stagnant, that proves that without the Red Duke, his army means nothing. They are merely a placeholder. They are a means to an end, a distraction while he continues to attack. More undead are now pouring into the gap. We can see what's left outside. The peasants fight with the dead, knowing full and well that their fate is to one day march in eternity for the Duke. It doesn't matter how well you served in life. You will always serve. It's a bond of eternal servitude. But hey, you don't have bills. You don't have to think about it. I'm just a marionette at that point. Bastards of Cholon wear purple. How fancy. We allow them some regality. The shadows of the wingspan is incredible. Just watching it just completely blanket the sun for some individuals. And so the Bastards now come in for the last foothold they have, holding the center of the gate, preventing our advance, though again the Red Duke arrives. And so he greets them the only way that he knows how, with a Red Duke kiss. Oh my, that was a weird sound. I'm going to move away from that. Elsewhere we can see where he's wreaked some havoc. Havoc is the name today. The knights fall and they die. And so while foot squires and peasants and battle pilgrims and the like all hold, we have a group that broke in. Oh yes, indeed, I did not mention it intentionally. We have a group that broke in and they will be helping. You know who they're led by. Louis of Brent, the mighty Louis, who now stands over here, and he alone comes to attack these peasants. He does not need aid. He will kill them. And he charges in. Sure, they can use their ranged pointy ends, but will they be able to take down Louis of Brent? No, they shall not. It's not likely, no. Later, these Blood Knights, they too will help. They're lying in wait for the perfect, the optimal time to strike. They're fine chefs. They cut only the finest meat, precisely with great intention and skill. Now it's time for the Red Duke to say goodbye to their leader. Damsel, prophetess, it matters not. Pointy hats are not allowed in my kingdom. You thought this war was waged for ambition? For revenge? No, it is to end the plight of the pointy hats. It is ridiculous, it is impractical, and it will be verboten. That's right. Wars have been fought over hats. Hell, I'll fight a war over less. Looked at me the wrong way, by the way, invading your lands. How about that? Can't stop me here. Can't stop me today. No, anyway. The Swole Gang is now moving in to finish up those who remain. A hoisting they go. Look at how beefy they are. Und wir Akritores. And so they crush. They crush and kill. There's only a few left. The Welling Hags well away, talking about how prices are astronomical and their coupons are still valid. And the peasants are like, what are coupons? And they're like, what do you mean? And it's just a great day. And now it's time to watch the Red Duke operate. They don't know what to do. There's hundreds who remain. They defend Bastogne, a mighty city. Well, fortress city. Attack them. King and country. King and lady? Ah, okay. King and lady. We chant, we chant. Strike the Red Duke. Do it again. See what happens. Watch him now. He heals himself with an invocation of Nehek, bringing out the black arts. I wouldn't be able to say that word too fast. Nehek. Heck. It's difficult for me. To see him waiting upon his throne. What other throne do you truly need? Not much of one, I believe. And elsewhere, the knights move in. They obliterated that peasant group, but look at how many more that we need to kill. Let's follow their trail. And the Blood Knights strike. They are ready. Peasants die. Louis of Brent is never far behind. He leads the wing of my thunderous hooves into battle. I need to get a Metalocalypse song. I need to get the rights to one so I can play it during their charges. I think it's called Thunder Horse. Anyway. Brian Smalls is a very talented man. I really enjoyed Metalocalypse. I first watched his show Home Movies back in the day. Very, very funny. A lot of improvisation with the voice actors. John H. Benjamin voices Coach McGurk. He goes on to voice Archer. He goes on to voice Bob from Bob's Burgers. Very talented guy. Very funny. If you want to know where I get kind of a bit of my humor from, it's going to be shows like that. One person left a comment to me, Surreal, when did you become such a comedian? Never. But I think in a way, I feel the need to kind of adhere myself to certain type of standards and norms. I'm like, well, maybe if I was more professional, maybe if I was more this, but being goofy and that dynamic, being a mixture of serious and goofy is who I am. Crazy for a minute, serious for the next, and then I move on. Kind of a loose personality. I think if I was anyone, it would be Luther Harkon, just a madman. If we gave like every commentator that you know a Total War personality, I would be Luther Harkon. The voices in my head. And we've won. It's over. Now we move on. Battle is won. I didn't lose that much, but I had to hit them everywhere. Though a few of my units did lose a lot. Man, look at their kills. I truly have a very elite army. No, you will not be subjugated again. It's time to occupy and destroy Bastogne. Goodbye, Bastogne. Do you have more? You shouldn't have more land. I don't believe you do. Yeah. That would be strange if you did. Let's check over here real quick. Ah, you just have your little tiny army led by Bohemond, the Lonely.
Valiant lord.
How strong are you? You're actually stronger than me still, Britannia, but we shall see in time. I'm rank 14. Who's stronger than me? The dwarves have 23. Ulthuan, 15. The Empire has 13 as well. Nagaron, 20. Ah, the major players, indeed. Even Kislev has a lot.
Sigma's will.
Wow. Delirian? Pardon me? Gilgallian's like, hey, by the way, 8. I have 8.
Tribal fury.
Listen, men are not doing that well, I suppose, in comparison, but hey. We should call it here, everyone. Leave a like down below. Look forward to another episode tomorrow where we should put down the rebellion. Then we should be able to finally take Coron, our biggest goal.